This is Dr. Ken Kroll, returning to talk in this session about the secrets to preventing cardiovascular disease. As I mentioned in our last little talk, cardiovascular disease is the #1 killer in America today. In fact, about 50% of you watching this are going to die of a cardiovascular event, whether it is a heart attack, a stroke, peripheral vascular disease with clots and things of that sort. So what can we do about all this when 900,000 of us are dying every year here in America, 2,500 a day from cardiovascular disease? This thing is huge and it's really serious, and we are one of the leaders in the world in terms of the number of our citizens that are dying from this problem. So let's talk today instead about statin drugs for starters. Statin drugs have been with us for half a century now as a result of studies that were done early on that showed that the plaques that occur in the arteries have cholesterol in them. And as a result, the drug companies went to work to find out how they can prevent the body from producing cholesterol, and they found that the liver is the source of this. And it's a thing called HMG-CoA reductase, which you don't need to know, but it's the enzyme system in the liver which interestingly produces 70 to 80% of all the cholesterol in your body. Now let me divert here for just a minute and say, isn't the fact that 70 to 80% of your cholesterol is made by the liver should be a small clue that this stuff must be very, very important. And I'll just say, cholesterol is so critical to human health and longevity that if I could get your cholesterol low enough, it would kill every one of you. So I'm opposed to the big cholesterol theory. And one of my friends wrote a book here in 2012 called The Great Cholesterol Myth. He happens to be a top cardiologist in Connecticut, and I refer you to that book if you want to know more about the problem with trying to treat cholesterol. So, how do we manage this cholesterol problem? Well, cholesterol happens to not be the problem. There are a whole variety of issues that come to play in the reasons we get heart attacks. And I'll just hit 2 or 3 of these very briefly. One of them is our lifestyles are mixed up. In what way? Well, number 1, we have the wrong diets. Number 2, we're under too much stress. Number 3, we don't get enough exercise. And I'm going to get into each of these in greater depth in our next discussion on this critical life-saving issue.